Are you looking for a brand new kids movie that's about second chances, redemption, and the bond between a human and their pet? Well, I've got the film for you. We're going to be looking at 10 lives. But before we get into it, you know what comes up first.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and we are going to be looking at 10 lives. Now, I'd like to thank a big thank you to Rialto for giving me the opportunity to go watch this film. And look, I do enjoy from time to time going back and watching a kid's film. That's not like nothing a big blockbuster. It's just something small and a little bit more intimate, I guess, if you will. And this definitely hit that bite for me in the past week. Now, this is currently in theaters at the moment, so I highly recommend to go check this out. And who it is all about is Beckett, a stray little cat that is adopted by Rose. And this whole film is about him and how you need to really embrace your lives. And even though cats have 9 lives, don't waste all of them until the end and realize, shit, I have got nothing left. So how this movie starts out with its beautiful animation is that we meet Beckett and we meet Rose. As I said, Beckett's a stray cat. He gets adopted by Rose, who is a scientist who's studying on how to look after bees and make sure bees stay alive for generations to come, especially when they get sick and die and everything else in between. So she's studying them. She adopts Beckett and looks after him, and he becomes a very pampered cat. Now, unfortunately, what happens next is that he has Larry, who's Rose's ex-boyfriend, which he doesn't really like at all. So as he tries to get rid of him, kind of goes bad and unfortunately ends his 9th life. Now what he does, he goes up to heaven and gets the opportunity one more time to have his life one more time and to help Rose. Because what happens is that Rose is given the opportunity by her leading Professor Carson, said the fact that, if you can present your findings and how to save bees, then you can do it right here, right then. Little does she know, he actually doesn't want that to happen at all because he wants his project to go forward with mechanical bees to help save the world. And I was like, well, that's a little bit generic type of villain, but yeah. That's fine. He's voiced by Bill Nye. Not to mention this film's also got Zayn Malik from One Direction in this, playing as the muscle, the bodyguards in this film, trying to help him. And I was like, what a random voice cast, really. I was like, okay, there's been stranger voice castings, same with the Chris Pratt being Garfield. That's all to be true. But, this film plays out. Beckett keeps getting sent back to Earth as a different animal, a fish, a dog, a cockroach, as a horse, all trying to do this, and things just keep going wrong for him. So this film does have a great message about really taking, enjoy your life, do the best you can, and the beautiful thing with Rose and Beckett is that Rose really loves Beckett and wants to find him. He would do anything. Spoiler alert, Beckett also sacrificed his last life to help save Rose. And it really is a lovely bond. And yes, for this film, even though it's a kid's film, it's got a lot of adult themes in it, being real world about how bees are actually dying, what happens in the afterlife, what do you do with time you are on Earth, and the special bonds you have with everybody. At the end of the film, I was a bit like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna go hug my dog and I'm gonna hug my wife and just to try and do a little better. And this film isn't going to break box office records. It's not going to be wow. It's in the confines of being a traditional kids movie, so it's not going to anything like that or be absolutely amazing. You're dying for a sequel, which there isn't going to be a sequel for this. It doesn't need to be. The story wraps up very nice, but just watching it, it's quite quirky. There's some hilarious moments, especially with the bodyguards, Larry and Beckett and all between. But, just watching it, I was like, this is a bit bit different. It's a bit smaller, but you are going to enjoy it from start to finish. Sorry. So this is a film that if you have got kids, definitely go take them, or go watch it. Go watch it on a Friday night, Saturday night flick. This is that type of film. I highly recommend it. As I said, there was a couple of moments in the film that a bit slow or like okay, typical villain, typical kids type of movie kind of stuff. The hero, the villain. So it was like, okay, that's just the normal stuff. But it's a good story, and this is directed by Chris Jenkins, which I didn't realize has had a hand in like um Hotel Transylvania, has a hand in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So many little things that he's his hands on. So he was probably the perfect person to direct this type of thing. But look, if you have seen this film, let me know what you think in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? As always, let's rant about it. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.